Page 250, Moderato. This and the next couple of lessons are on reading music. Nothing new being presented, you're just reading music. You're doing the best you can. There's different levels of reading music. I haven't talked much about that, so just briefly, just complicate things more. Why not? If it's music you're comfortable with, it's well below your level of playing. This is easy music for you. You try and do everything. Articulation, dynamics, speed, the whole 9 yards, all at the same time. Boom, just do it. If it's challenging for you, you might just do one hand at a time. Or maybe you just get the notes and the rhythms. Try and read that much. Or if that's okay for you, then maybe you can do the notes, rhythms, and either articulation or dynamics. I mean, you pick out as much as you can chew and just do that. So on different pieces, depending on how hard they are, you might be able to do more than others. Some pieces that are difficult, it's all I can do just to read it one hand at a time and get the notes and the rhythm. That's challenging. There are some pieces where the rhythm is so tricky. First thing I do is I just try and get the notes. I'll do the rhythm later, and I just try and get the notes. It depends on how hard the music is. But for these lessons, I'm going to go through the process of actually learning a piece of music. And it would be the same process as you'd use if you were sight reading, except you just do all these different steps at the same time, or as many as you can. So I look it over, it's 2 lines long. Clef signs are treble bass clef. The sharps are 2 sharps, so it's either D major or B minor. And I'm guessing, I mean, it could start out in D major and end in B minor. That could be it also, but I'm going to do the scales and arpeggios for both. The key signature, 2 sharps, D major and B minor. Yeah, and you do the diminished arpeggio too. Go with the minor side on that. So on B minor, do the B diminished 7th arpeggios, because the diminished 7ths usually go with the minor keys. And 3/4 time. So one hand at a time. Let's see what we got. Right hand is here. 1 and 2 and. 2, 3, and. Well, first line's not bad here, and then second line's all mostly 8th notes. 1. I went kind of fast because that's fun for me. You go slow, it's fine. Left hand, same thing, except left hand, because we're starting here, we're kind of going to use the fingering for the scale because it works out. Don't have to. I could use some other fingering. I could start on 3rd finger. Little finger, it just as long as I can connect the notes. But the scale fingering was here. D major, except we're not starting on D, we're starting on C sharp. So it's 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, so basically in a 5-finger position. Then we put the hands together. Now, it's not too hard on the first line because it's only one hand playing. But on the 3rd measure, make sure you lift up on the 3rd beat in the left hand. Those 2 notes are by themselves. You need time to come up anyway. And the 2nd line, you're here, then here, then here. Now watch out. Contrary motion in parallel. So I get the hands working together, more or less, and then I go back over slowly and work out the hesitations. That's only 2 lines long. Hopefully that won't take too long. And then I can add the articulation, and this is very connected, where you're lifting up for the rests, but in the 2nd line, no, I disagree. I would connect all those 8th notes together. I just run them together. The left hand, I'd run all that together too. So for the most of it, I'm going to connect everything and just lift up for the rest. However, going from measure 4 to 5, there I can lift up. It's like a new phrase, but in the left hand I got to connect it. I'm lifting up here, but not here. Have the phrase break there, but in the left hand I connected it. Once I have an idea of the articulation, then I think about the dynamics, and this appears to be like a duet. It's going to be both hands, the same. moderately loud, mezzo forte, that's fine. I tend to favor the right hand as the melody most of the time, but it's just the way this is written. It seems to work well as a duet, where both hands are equal. Speed is moderato. 1, 2. How fast are these eighth notes going to go? Well, you don't want to go too fast, but you don't want to go too slow. So is it the speed of the beat or no? It's the feel of the piece overall, and the eighth notes will slow it down a bit. 1, 2, 3, 1. Because that's not a moderato beat. That's more like an andante beat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's more of a moderato beat, but it feels like almost like an allegretto with the eighth notes going. You decide. It's a feeling thing. Different people will play it at different speeds. They'll interpret it differently, and that's fine. Don't forget the natural accents. I don't mention them all the time, but they're always there. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. On that last measure, make sure the last note is by itself. Yeah. Now I do tend to want to pick or lift up in the first line between the second and third measure. It's like a statement reply or an echo or something. And so because of that, I would also tend to want to play measures 3 and 4 a little softer. And so it's not the same. Softer. That's interpretation. It's not marked in here. And generally in this time period when this author or this composer lived, you wouldn't mess with that. You would do it the way they said to do it. But I don't know how they said to do it because these things are edited and they can change what the composer said. So I don't know I don't have the manuscript or an urtext edition of this to know exactly what the composer wanted. I'm just relying on what the music says. But in my mind, I would want to play the third and fourth measures a little softer than the first two measures. It's just when you're playing things multiple times, generally speaking, most of the time, you want to do them a little different. Change something. You don't want them twice exactly the same way, most of the time. So you can change dynamics. Well, it's interpretation. You do whatever your teacher's telling you to do on that one. Let's play this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'll give us 3 counts. I'm going to put the metronome on eighth notes because there's eighth notes everywhere. But I'm going to give us 3 quarter note counts to come in. Is this confusing or what? 1 and ready and go and.